So a formal welcome, a good morning, a very, very warm good morning to all the participants of the webinar, which is being hosted by School of Media, Film and Entertainment, Sharda University. The topic of this webinar is role of media, mass media in shaping people opinion. This will be about a 1.5 hour webinar, and we would have panelists Pankaj Pachauri ji. He is an eminent journalist, and of course, he does not need introduction, but he's also the founder of Go News. We also have with us Dr. Ritu Sood, who is a filmmaker herself, an author, as well as she's the dean of School of Media, Film and Entertainment, Sharda University. And we have got more than 200 participants from not only India but across the world. I'm very glad that you guys are able to make to this webinar, and I hope that this webinar is able to address some queries and questions that you may have about mass media and how it shapes the people opinion in this time. Now, to introduce our first panelist, Mr. Pankaj Pachauri. Pankaj Pachauri ji has redefined the television journalism during his 15-year stint with NDTV. I was very keen follower of Pankaj ji during my teen age, and when I started my career, and I'm still one of his biggest fans. He has been associated with a lot of international media houses, which include BBC, India Today, The Sunday Observer, The Patriot, and many more. He has also been the communication advisor to the Prime Minister's office during the regime of Dr. Manmohan Singh. He has been the member of National Integration Council, and of course, he is the founder and the editor of Go News. Go News, which is India's first app-based TV news channel, and I'm amazed to see how well this channel is doing. I see a lot of new material on new news, and I'll just share a brief about Go News with all of you. Uh, as I told you that Go News is India's one of its kind app-based television channel. The content is citizen-centric and not consumer-centric. Basically, it delivers personalized news to viewers on their smartphones and on their smart televisions. It is done in collaboration. I mean, the content generation is done in collaboration with the rural population of India to offer news and stories which often go unreported. Most of the news which is on Go News is not more than 90 seconds long, and yet the narratives are very specific, crisp, and compelling for us to watch. They're always updated, and they are always, dealing with the current affairs. Go News also offers live streaming of important news events from studios and from the field. It is one of the first digital news platforms in the country to become a member of National Broadcasters Association (NBA) and adhere to the NBA's self-regulatory mechanisms. I had my real, commendations for that. Currently, I'm not sure the current figure is. I'm very sure it would be more than 1,50,000. But what I could fetch from the last data that I could gather was it has more than about 150,000 subscribers on Android and iOS smartphones. And I would also request all my students and other students from different colleges and faculty and research scholars who are here attending this webinar to download this app and keep themselves abreast with the latest news and information. I would also like to take this opportunity to introduce our second panelist, Dr. Ritu Sood. She is an alumni of AJK MCRC Jamia Millia Islamia, and I'm very proud to say that she is one of my super seniors. She has been an award-winning media professional with about 3 decades of experience. She has authored over 9 books and several research papers. She has worked with NHK Radio and Television Network of Japan. She has worked with at the grassroots levels with various NGOs and international bodies. Her film Desh Ki Shaan Hai Beti was released to the nation by the President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. She researched the efficacy and efficiency of human rights campaigns of Nobel laureate Kailash Satyarthiji's global march against child labor through Asia, America, Africa, and Europe continents. Currently, she is the professor and dean at School of Media, Film and Entertainment, where there have been so many changes that she has brought in. To introduce Sharda University, my university, Sharda University, again, no need to introduce it much. People know about it. Sharda University is one of the top universities, private universities of the country today. And the School of Media, Film and Entertainment, which is one of the 13 schools of this university, is ranked one of the top 10 media schools of the country by the Higher Education Digest, which is one of the magazines which evaluates the performance of different schools. We have got more than 85 countries, students who are currently studying here in the 13 schools. We offer multidisciplinary programs, and we have got more than 1,200 very well qualified and experienced faculty. And we offer a lot of avenues for research, and we have got opportunities to launch startups for students. And currently in the School of Media, Film and Entertainment, we have got two major USPs, which is the first student-run television channel, online television channel called Sharda TV. The webinar that you are participating in right now, the recording of this webinar will also be available on Sharda TV later in the day today. And we also have Suno Sharda 90.8 FM, which is the community radio station of Greater Noida, the only one of Greater Noida. It caters to more than 180,000 people. And also our sister concern, Sharda Hospital, which is currently one of the centers for fighting COVID-19 cases in Noida and Greater Noida region, is doing fantastically well. But I won't like to take much of time on that. But I would definitely like to tell you about some structures and programs that we offer. Currently, we are offering Bachelors of Journalism Mass Communication, Masters of Journalism Mass Communication, MA at PR Cotcom, BA FTP, and PhD in Mass Communication under the Department of Mass Communication. And under the Department of Animation and VFX, which is also a part of the school, we are offering BSc Animation and BSc Gaming. There are 4 more programs which are lined up to be launched from this year, which is Academic Year 2020, so people can enroll for that too. And if anyone wants to know more about it, I have given the link of this school in the description in the slide below. There are some, this is the last slide of mine where I would like to tell you about some of the recruiters. It's very, very proud moment for me to tell you that more than 90% of my students are placed, and they are doing fantastically well. Some alumni are doing their own business as well, and all of them are doing fantastically well. So this is about the participants, the panelists, as well as Sharda University and School of Media, Film and Entertainment. I would now like to hand over the mic to our first panelist of the day, Shri Pankaj Pachauri. And over to you, sir. I would like you to address everyone present here, the participants. All right.
No, that's
so
fine.
Over to
Thank
you,
you very
Pankaj, sir.
much. And Dr. Ritu, nice to see you, and nice to see you working in these times when everyone has been asked to sit at home under lockdown. And this is future. This is what journalism is all about. And to all the students who have joined us, to all the participants, a very good morning, and stay safe and follow the guidelines of lockdown and social distancing, and don't take any risk. So media in the times of a pandemic, that's what we are talking about today. The role of the media becomes much more important than it is in usual times. First, because the dissemination of information to people who are vulnerable to this is very important. If the media was not there, people would not get to know that there's such a huge crisis going on all over the world right now, and what all the world is going through. Number one priority right now of the media should be to keep telling people the facts about this pandemic. the facts about the virus, the medical precautions one can take to be safe from this virus, and also to disseminate this to their groups. So media's role become very important. If the media was not there, people will not get to know that right now in India, India is now 22nd country among the world countries where this pandemic has taken many lives, and it's disrupted everything which is going on right now. So that's one big thing about media right now. And to all the students or future students who are talking to us or who are listening to this, that this is the time of crisis when you would find your best time to be in the profession of journalism. So that's one thing, remember it. Right now, most of the people are at home, but you can see that the media operations are going on all over the world. If you look at your television, all the television channels are working. Some television channels are working from home. Some of the anchors you see every day in the studios, they are unable to reach the studios. And because the number of people is reduced in newsrooms, very few people are there and some people are working from home. That's number one. Number two, the government of India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, if you remember, when he talked about the COVID warriors, he, along with the medical professionals, the doctors, the nurses, the Safai Karamcharis, he included media people because they are also as important in containing this pandemic as the doctors and nurses and the other staff of hospitals are. And you have a hospital, I would suggest that Sharda Hospital is there in your campus, and you can actually go there and show to the people later on sometime in a webinar that how a hospital functions under COVID conditions and what are the importance of this sort. So that is one thing about the media. Number two, the role of the media at this time becomes very important because of credibility. If you lose your credibility at this time, people will stop trusting you in the future. So whatever you are reporting, do not go by any rumors. Do not go by anything you get on your WhatsApp. Only follow what official websites or official channels are telling you. So that is very important. And also the role of the media is very important right now in checking these fake news. There are a lot of things you will get these days which are fake news. So if you want to be a credible journalist, then the main thing is that you keep telling people that what is fake and what is true. So that becomes very important in these times. And also, your work doesn't stop just in giving people information. You have to sift that information also. And if the governments, if the countries are doing something wrong, you provide them that also. If screening is not being done properly at police nakas or some places or containment zones, you have to point that out also. So the job of the media person becomes twice as important in these conditions. Number one, that you have to be very aware of your responsibility, that people are, they have no other information right now. They are not going to their offices. The only information they are getting is through media and through you. So that's another thing. Third thing is also to keep people entertained at this time. A lot of people are getting very angry that film stars and celebrities, and they are putting their pictures of cutting their hair or cooking something and all that. But that's also very true. Celebrities become very important because people start behaving like them or people follow them. So that is also very important. And that's why you must have seen a lot of film stars, a lot of cricket stars are on television, on government television, which is Doordarshan, on All India Radio, on FM radio, and they are appealing to people how to remain safe from coronavirus infection. So that's why media becomes very important. Number Lastly, I would like to say also that media in these times also becomes a target. If you look at the picture coming out, the stories coming out from Bombay, 53 media personnel have been found positive. In Delhi, the government has put up a special place where the media people can go and get uh, tested for coronavirus, because media becomes what we call first responders. First responders are your what? Your ambulance service, your fire service, your police service, medical service. So the media people also become first responders. So you have a responsibility towards you, yourself, your family, your colleagues. So I'll be talking about other things as questions come in. But the main thing about it, that the role of the media becomes much more important in a crisis like this with a global pandemic. And India is not yet very badly affected by this, but if we do not take precautions, it can be very deadly for India also, especially because our health services are not geared to cope with such a big, huge pandemic if it spreads in India. So that's what media's role will be seen in the future. There'll be people doing PhDs, I'm sure, in time to come in your university on how media behave during this crisis. There'll be papers written, and you can follow this. You can follow our channel. You can follow. There are a lot of places where you can follow. There's a first draft, which is giving you stories about how media is behaving responsibly or not responsibly. So responsibility and credibility, these are the two main pursuits of media right now in this time of crisis. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Pankaj sir, and I'm very sure your insights will be very helpful for people who are aspiring to become media professionals. And there are a lot of questions coming in, which are being asked by the participants on the chat window, and we will be taking many of them. But before I take some questions from them, I would like to know from you that here during this time of pandemic of COVID-19, when there are so many channels, so many sources of news, which are offering sometimes even diverse or different kind of stories, how do you think the people should be forming their opinion or their information? What should be their source, which should be trusted, which can be powerful, which can be empowered with the right or the correct information?
See, the media's power in framing opinion is, as it is, very important in what we can call now peacetime, because everyone is calling that this is a war against a virus. And in wartime, which we are facing right now, that power of forming opinion becomes all the more important. So if you look at the world right now, you will find that a whole controversy has come up about the role of the WHO. So what the future of the WHO would be? Did WHO report to the world and to its headquarters and to the other countries rightly or wrongly when the virus started in China? So that's very important. So the opinion of the world towards WHO is being formed by how the media is handling that story. Now, WHO is an organization which has nearly 200 members. Every country needs help of WHO. WHO, the guidelines we are pursuing right now are laid down by WHO. So if we raise questions about the credibility of WHO, then you can imagine how much harm it can cause, that people will stop following WHO guidelines, and which would create a crisis of another proportion, much bigger proportion. So that opinion about WHO, the WHO can make mistakes, but on this WHO has not made mistakes. And in the middle of a crisis, if we start pointing fingers at WHO, then you can imagine how it can accelerate the crisis. Because people look up to WHO, even if malaria and HIV, AIDS, all the fights which have been going on, polio. Now, right now, polio is eradicated from India, but other big like immunization drive is going on, which is supported by WHO. So if we take the credibility out of WHO, you can imagine that people may stop immunizing their children. कि अरे WHO तो ऐसे ही बोलता रहता है और WHO ने इस पे गलती कर दी. So that is the power of media. So the opinion forming about WHO right now is very important, not just because of COVID pandemic, but because of the future of human race. You can imagine that millions and millions of children are immunized under WHO guidelines every day in the world. And if the credibility of WHO comes under question, that's very bad. So that is the power. That's the power of opinion forming by the media. And that's where the responsibility of the media becomes much, much higher at these times, that not just this crisis, only one crisis. India is facing crisis on health front from all, this thing. If you look at, tuberculosis takes more than 500,000 lives in India. Even last year, if we are talking about vaccine, even last year, 69,000 people died in India because of HIV/AIDS, which we think has been conquered because AIDS can now be cured. So that kind of opinion, what is the opinion about this? The one big thing has started in India, that a community which had a function in Delhi, they brought in this flight, this disease to India. So that is opinion forming, which is not true. 15.5 lakh people came into India from 18th January to 20th March. 15 lakh people came to India. This virus didn't start in India. It came with the people who didn't know who had this virus. So they are the victims. So we also in media, in opinion forming, should not victimize people who got this. And it took about 10 years for the world to destigmatize कि जो उसका जो एक धब्बा लग जाता है कि आपको एड्स हो गया है. 10-15 साल सरकारों को सिर्फ इसमें लगा कि एड्स जो है ये बीमारी है, ये किसी को भी हो सकती है, और एड्स के जो पेशेंट हैं उनसे आप कैसा बर्ताव करें, उनसे आप सहानुभूति रखें, क्योंकि वो विक्टिम्स हैं. Similarly here, the press can play a very big role in telling people that the people who have coronavirus or who are COVID positive, they are the victims themselves. उनसे भागने की जरूरत नहीं है, उनको मारने की जरूरत नहीं है, और उनको बदनाम करने की जरूरत नहीं है. मैं जाता हूँ कॉलोनीज में, वहां पर देखते हैं, यहाँ पर नोएडा में हम लोग हैं कि फलानी कॉलोनी को बंद कर दिया. अब पूरी कॉलोनी का नाम बदनाम हो गया कि वो तो भाई कोरोना वायरस वाली कॉलोनी है. ऐसा नहीं है. इसमें 2 लोग हैं जिनको मालूम भी नहीं होगा कि वो किसके संपर्क में आए जिसकी वजह से उन्हें कोरोना वायरस हो गया. तो ये जो ओपिनियन मेकिंग है, इसमें मीडिया का बहुत बड़ा रोल है, और मीडिया को ये चाहिए लोगों को बताना कि जो इस समय बीमार लोग हैं और जो पॉजिटिव लोग हैं वो खुद विक्टिम हैं, और उनसे हमें सहानुभूति होनी चाहिए. उनसे ये नहीं है कि उनको बंद करके डंडे से और आप किसी जगह पर जाके उन्हें बंद कर दें. ऐसा नहीं है, क्योंकि बीमारी का इलाज है. तमाम लोग आप देख सकते हैं कि 1/4 लोग अब इस बीमारी से बाहर भी आ चुके हैं. रिकवरी जो है वो इसकी बढ़ रही है. लेकिन मीडिया का जो रोल है वो ये है कि आप उन लोगों को स्टिग्मेटाइज ना करें, आप उन लोगों के ऊपर धब्बा ना लगाएं, आप उन लोगों को ये ना बोलें कि फलानी गली में जो है वो कोरोना वायरस है. तो ये मीडिया का रोल है. और ये आप फ्यूचर में जितने भी आपके स्टूडेंट्स, फ्यूचर स्टूडेंट्स हैं, करंट स्टूडेंट्स हैं, तो मेरे साथी जो आप लोग बैठे हुए हैं, इनको ये ध्यान रखना है कि ये मीडिया का रोल ऐसी चीजों में बहुत बड़ा हो जाता है. और इस समय हम इसी से चल रहे हैं, और यही हम देख रहे हैं कि the opinion forming at this time is going to decide how we can fight successfully with coronavirus.
Wonderful. Sir, बहुत सारे questions हैं जो हमारे पास आ रहे हैं. One of the students, his name is Kaleem, he has asked that WHO guideline says not to name and share victims, but what we have seen in the last 1 month is that focus on Indian corporate media has been one of the specific community. What do you think about this type of reporting?
You are right. I was just talking about this, that to WHO itself has said that profiling coronavirus victims on the basis of ethnicity, race, or religion is wrong and it should be avoided. So आप अगर देखें, all the countries, if you go to the different countries in the world, they are not putting it, profiling people like how many whites got infected, how many Latinos got infected, how many blacks got infected. If you go to, say, Middle Eastern countries, you go to Singapore, a lot of people infected there, a large number of people infected there are actually from South Asia. They are Bangladeshis, they are Indians, they are Pakistanis. So this profiling is absolutely wrong because the virus doesn't see that I'm going to go and find a host in so-and-so community. It's not right. In India also, if you look at, the question is very good because the commercial media right now, the big media houses, they have to contain, and the Prime Minister has also said that this virus doesn't see any race or religion.
That's right.
It's not from religion. The 15 lakh people who came to India, only about 1,000 belong to one community. And their mistake was that they did not announce that they had people. The mistake was that they did not disperse. The government in Maharashtra, they cancelled their meeting. The government of Delhi did not cancel their meeting, and that's why we are facing it. And if the media should highlight these things, that one community, one race, or one religion is not responsible for the spread of this. Some people in particular communities, like in Chicago, it was found when they did profiling that the people with diabetes, diabetes died in very huge number. And then they correlated it to that the people from the black community and from Latino community, 60% of them had diabetes. So it's important to understand. It's important to understand the conduct of people. If there's a community which eats together, आपने देखा होगा कि लोग एक साथ बैठ करके खाना खाते हैं, so naturally this virus will spread more within that community because that is their practice. In the black people are having more sugar in America, naturally they will be more prone to get diabetes. So that is how you do that. And that's totally wrong. I'm very much against it. If one religion or one race or one community and even one nationality, that's why I started from China. Even one nationality is being targeted for spreading coronavirus or causing coronavirus. That's absolutely wrong, and that's wrong and unethical journalism if you are seeing it. That's the answer to your question.
So there is another question which is coming from Dr. Dheeraj Kumar. He is asking that what is your opinion on people, is it in parents, in brackets, who have been taking their students or their wards out of zones where they are stuck, where there is a laborers who cannot go from one place to another, and there are wards of affluent people who are being taken around. Who's going to take responsibility of this?
See, coronavirus, and we've been following this on Go News, and we are doing story from when it started, much before the lockdown happened. Coronavirus can happen to everyone, whether you are rich, whether you are poor. It is spread by actually people who can afford to fly from one country to another country. So it's say that it is more, they are more prone to catching coronavirus. But you can't say that it's the disease of the rich and poor are getting unnecessarily drawn into it. No, because the disease is there. The disease can go to anyone. Now, the students who are in other areas, they were brought in by the government of India. From Wuhan, they were brought in by the government of India. From many other countries, they were brought in by special planes by the government of India. Because we wanted every and each one of our citizens to be safe. Yesterday itself, from Kerala, 280 Britishers have gone back because everyone wants to go home at that time. So naturally, if you are in Kota or in some other institution, people, their parents would want to have them back, and also people who can afford it would like to get them back. If all this is done in a organized manner, then the chances of disease spreading are less. Because if the students are going from Kota in 100 buses to UP, so then you can screen the students. You cannot send all the students, you can screen them, you can see that only the students who are healthy and who don't have coronavirus symptoms, they can be sent. Now the poor laborers, there are so many of them that the government just cannot handle it. If in a bus meant for 60 people, there are 90 or 80 people are there, the government can't even screen them for a simple temperature or fever. So that is the problem in India. So it's a problem, as I've been saying all along, that the country like India, where health structure, infrastructure is not very good, you will find these anomalies. Where the people who are rich can go, they can be sent airplanes. The people who are poor, they are not even being allowed. And even if they want to go home on foot, the governments are keeping them in one place because the government thinks that that's the safest way out, that you should not move until you are found. Like today when I came from Delhi, there was a person at the border who checked me for fever. And as a responsible citizen, I could say, no, I've got a pass and I want to go and all that. No, but as a responsible citizen, you have to let them do their work. So that is the difference. That is the difference. And it's an ethical problem. It's a moral problem that you are allowing people who can afford to take buses from Kota to different parts of the country. But you're not allowing people who are poor and who cannot pay for this. So that's an ethical problem. And that's also the kind of problem in journalism you'll find every day. Every day you will find these problems in journalism, and you have to take that call on the basis of your ethical standards, then how to report that.
Right. So there are so many questions. I have got about 114 questions till now on my screen. I can't ask all of them. And I will be picking, this is for every participant who is here on this webinar. Some questions are linked, and therefore I'm clubbing them all. I will be only picking those questions which are relevant to the topic of the webinar today, that is role of mass media in shaping public opinion and people opinion. There is one question which is here again, which is very relevant to opinion of people. Many people are scared, and this question is being asked by Mr. Arvind. He's asking that India's economy is sure to see a slump, and because of the coronavirus, and people are really not sure about how India will come out of it. How do you think media can help in bringing back economy on its own?
See, so first of all, the economy affecting a country will also affect the media, and it has affected the media economy. We've had a number of senior and big media houses who either ask people to go on leave, take salary cuts and all that. So that's one thing which is happening. The News Broadcasters Association has written to the government of India that their advertising has become half. If you are getting the newspaper circulations have a decline of almost 80% because of the lockdown, and because the news vendors were unable to go and give it to people. So that's the part. This is how media is hit by this thing. Now the second thing is that how the media can help in ameliorate the problems of the economy. The media has been writing about it. Media has experts, columnists on different areas, like say in auto sector. Every media house has auto reporters and people like that. Every media house writes on real estate. Every media house writes about what's happening in Sensex, what's happening in the stock market and all that. So what media can do right now is that to suggest to the government and have webinars like this to suggest their readers that this is going to be very serious. Number one, media's job is to tell people the truth. So they can tell their readers, start from their readers of telling them that this is a problem which is not going to go away in a hurry. Whatever you are hearing about it. All our manufacturing is closed, has been closed for at least 3 weeks. And some have been opened up now, but not all. Media can find the ways, because they are experts on getting facts, that what impacts it's having. So if you are in an IT company, you would know what kind of impact your company is going to face, the sector is going to face. So you prepare yourself for that. So that's another big thing. Secondly, media can also, right now, there are a lot of people who are trying to fool people online. You can buy this stock, you can do this, you can do that. So media has also the responsibility to tell people that not to fall for these scamsters. A lot of scamsters will come out right now, that in the stock market, in trading companies, in everywhere. So media has that responsibility to do that. On the larger level, media can go back to whatever they were talking about, the budget of the country. What are our revenues? How the revenues are going to be affected. And the biggest role of the media right now about economy should be, do not spread panic. There are always two sides to a picture. One is that everything is going to fall apart, that India is going to get into negative growth. We are going to get into recession. But there are always also other part that we may not get into recession because of these reasons. Like this year, there's a bumper crop of agriculture. So the other economy may not be doing well, but agriculture is doing very well. So you tell people that while the manufacturing is stopped, agriculture is doing very well. And this is the first time that I think India is thinking of, exporting its excess rice. They are saying that the rice will be used for making ethanol. So all these things, these factual things, if we keep putting in front of people, then the policy makers will get an idea of what media is worried about, and the people who are going to be impacted, they will also get an idea that how people are going to be impacted by this. But if we start panicking, people can start selling their stocks, and you can imagine the kind of impact it's going to have, that every company is going to go in a red. No, this will only be for 2-3 months. Okay, 2-3 months meaning 1 quarter. If you have a bad quarter in 1 year economy, it's not all that bad. If in terms of the students, that if you miss 1 semester, you can make up in other semesters.
That's right.
So these are the positive things media should tell people. It happens to all the students that you fall sick. You have a wedding in your family, and you take vacation. But if you don't do well in that semester, you can work extra hard in other semesters and do that. Similarly, about the economy, if we work extra hard, if the government gives more and more helping packages to the industry, to the manufacturing, to the farmers, we can actually come out better out of this.
I think it's a fantastic advice, sir, that you are giving. I have got so many new questions pouring in every second. One is a comment that I would like to read out for you. The report by Go News on Arogya Setu app is amazing. Especially the focus is on how small people and people from rural areas can afford to use that app. Now this is a question, how does your team make that approach? How research plays an important role in giving the news?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, number one, for watching Go News. I didn't know how many people watch Go News that much.
So there are so many of my students, at least, who are watching it, sir. I'm very sure about it.
Yeah, we are following you since ages.
Thank you very much. See, the thing is, the research is very important. the Arogya Setu was launched by the government, we thought that how this can help people. Now there are other apps and there are other identifications like Aadhaar and all that, which is helping people a lot. So when you talk about Arogya Setu, then you have to do the research that how many people are being reached by Arogya Setu. Now, on one hand, we are saying that everyone in India, every citizen is vulnerable, which is 130 crore people.
So that's a big number.
Yeah, that's a huge number. Now, out of those 130 crore, only 60% people have mobile internet, or mobile phone with data. Remember that when we keep talking about it, that a lot of people still do not have smartphones. A lot of people still do not have, app-based economy. They are not part of that. So 60% people have internet, and out of those 60%, only, which is 30 crore people, have WhatsApp or Paytm. So from 130 crores, we are down to 30 crore. So a very small fraction of the population is capable of doing this, is capable of getting this. So this research, and then it led us to that 5 million people have downloaded the app. So now the hype was that in 2 weeks, 5 million people have done this. This is like 50 lakh people. But when you look at this kind of a pandemic, it's such a big level, then 5 million is nothing. So that's why we do that research, and that kind of research we are doing other parts also. If you look at, only yesterday we have done a research about the temperatures, that how this coronavirus has impacted countries which had average temperature between 5 degrees to 15 degrees. And 90% of people who are affected by coronavirus globally are only in 10 countries, and which are on that temperature thing. So this is research, and this is, as a journalist, we should find out, and it's our duty to find out information. So this information is available to everyone, but to put two informations together, the climate change information, which gives you the temperature information, and the corona deaths information. So Johns Hopkins University was talking about deaths and which country and how people are being affected. And the University of Maine in America, they were talking about climate. So as a journalist, you put these two researches together and you get a third story. And that's a good story for India, because going by that research, India may not be in such a big crisis as European countries have been. If there's any question about entertainment during Corona time and media, you should ask Rituji also.
Of course. We had planned it in a way that, after your talk, we, request Ritu ma'am to deliver her talk. And then after, we also ask questions. And there have been so many questions which have been relating to entertainment industry, about different programs in mass communication, about animation. I'm just skipping those questions because, this webinar is more about the people opinion which are being formed by media. And there is this next question which is coming from Dr. Ved Prakash. He has tried to generalize. He has said that all media is working as a government spokesperson. Is it a good thing? And to contrary to that, there is another thing that Neelam ji has said, that according to a report, India is ranked 142 in Press Freedom Index. It's mentioned in the report that the crime on reporters has declined. So what it reflects on politicians and on media people? Is it a reflection of our society?
See, number one, the question of Dr. Ved Prakash about media and the government. In these kind of cases, when the government is the main authority of fighting a major pandemic, media has to follow that authority. We cannot say, and that's also will be very irresponsible if we say that the government jhoot bol rahi. Okay. So that's the responsible thing, because without that, we do not have any, then there will be chaos. if we take away the credibility of the government also, so you have to have government. If you look at our channel, we always put out, daily we are putting out the press conference which happens in the health ministry. Because that's the government of India, a spokesperson who's telling us from Home Ministry, from Health Ministry, from ICMR. So daily we do that. Then if there are major announcements by the Prime Minister, by the Chief Minister of Delhi, or by some other person, you put that out. So the media is following the government. You'll feel that yes, media is following the government, because government is the main agency which is engaged in dealing with this crisis. दवाई कौन लेके आएगा? कोई प्राइवेट कंपनी तो ला नहीं सकती, तो गवर्नमेंट ही लेके आएगी. हाँ, ये सारी जो चीजें हैं, टेस्ट कौन करेगा? टेस्ट तो ICMR करेगा, which is again government. So we cannot leave it to that. So the government, following the government, but following the government blindly. इनका जो सवाल है उसमें ये है, following the government is all right, but following the government blindly is not right.
That's right.
Like if some government officials, some ministers even had said कि शुरुआत में they've been saying कि अरे कुछ नहीं है, सब ठीक हो जाएगा, धूप में बैठ जाओ, ठीक हो जाएगा. So that is not right. If a minister of the health ministry says कि धूप में बैठिए सब ठीक हो जाएगा, then that's not right. That you have to question, and you say no, there is no research to it. Have you talked to ICMR about it? What is ICMR saying about it? धूप में बैठने से जो ठीक हो जाएगा, या वो लहसुन खाने से ठीक हो जाएगा, या अदरक खाने से ठीक हो जाएगा. Unless there research, so media का role जो है, this is what the media is. And that's where this relationship with the governments becomes very tricky, because the government would not like in this situation to have a picture that it's failing the people. Okay, so that's very important. And people have been raising that thing, that why the government did not screen the people before the lockdown. अभी भी इसमें ये अभी वो है कि 15 लाख लोग जो आए हैं उनके साथ ही आया है कोरोना वायरस. हिंदुस्तान में से पहले तो था नहीं. तो 15 लाख लोगों की आपने स्क्रीनिंग क्यों नहीं की? और जब वो लोग अलग अलग स्टेट्स में चले गए तब उनका स्क्रीनिंग शुरू हुआ. सेम विद दिस meeting of religious people, and not just one community. I mean, different communities.
Of all communities.
Of all communities. I mean, if there's something happens in Guntur, I was looking at some videos that people are on the street और वो रथ लेकर निकल रहे हैं. For Muslim community also now, Ramzan is coming. It's very important. The role of the media is very important here. That you should not allow, you should follow the science and not follow the religion.
Exactly.
Because you may have faith in a religious leader, but the religious leader is not a scientist. The religious leader doesn't know that how this virus can be spread so fast, so much. I mean, a country where most research on medicine is done in America, when they are unable to find out, then my religious leader will not be able to understand that. So that is the main thing, that's what media should keep saying, that the religious leaders are fine when there's no crisis like this. But to follow your religious leaders in a crisis like this, because they don't have any idea. I also have my guru or whatever. I go to them for advice on when you have a problem in the household. You know, when you have those kind of problems. But when I have a problem with my temperature, I'll go to the doctor. Na? So that's what you have to think. This crisis is not going to be solved. And these are not normal times. These are not normal times that you can go and you can have 5 times, you can, have namaz outside with other people. You cannot, look at it. People in Mecca have said that only 5 people will be there and they'll broadcast this online. Everyone has said this. The Prime Minister and his Home Minister said that we are not going to play Holi. Remember that. So that is what the importance is, that you follow the government when you know that the government is talking sense, but you don't follow the government when some person in the government says कि आप ये कर लीजिए तो कोरोना ठीक हो जाएगा. So that is what it is now. People are laughing at us कि साहब वो गाय गौमूत्र से ठीक हो जाता है, इससे हो जाता है. So it's dangerous for you. It's dangerous for you if you don't follow your doctor at this time. Go by your doctor's advice. जब घर में शादी हो रही है तो go by your religious leader's advice.
That's right. That's right.
That's
So, sir, I have got many more questions, but I'll club a few questions here. One is coming from Dr. Iqbal Ahmad, and another one is coming from Dr. Muqta. Both of them are my faculty colleagues here, and they're asking that news on violence against journalists and credibility of journalists confuse me. And I mean, how do you compare the reporting of such events by Indian media versus the world media? During this pandemic, I mean, the world media is also facing a similar kind of, retaliations from many groups. And how the reporting on the world media platform you compare with Indian media platforms?
See, Indian media by far has come out very well on this. As far as the information about coronavirus, as far as being responsible in reporting and not creating a panic, it's been very good. The only problem Indian media has made in this time of crisis is that it has increased the responsibility on one community. It has put the responsibility on one community, and too much airtime, too much column space have been given to that. So that is one thing which this thing. The attacks and violence against media will happen because the trust. See, media works with the trust. Media has a trust with people. Media has a trust with the government. If someone stops your car on the road and you say कि मैं media से हूँ, it is a trust working between you and the policeman. That they trust you that if you are from media, you must be doing something responsible. That you will not be out on the streets irresponsibly. So when that trust breaks, then people attack. Like also the attack on medical teams, which has happened many places in India, is because of that. Because the trust is gone. Because they think that a medical team is coming here and they will they will announce us as coronavirus positive, and then we'll be locked in our homes. So the trust is broken, and they think that that the medical teams are not going to help them. As far as global thing is concerned, see, right now, this is not a time to do a comparison like that. They'll do comparison later on. But in globally also, media is under attack only for wherever it's trying to create a panic situation. And media, so that is media is under attack. Like even if you are following people who are creating a panic situation or who are underplaying this role, and that is also very true, that it's a crisis. We have to admit that this is a serious crisis. So someone says कि अरे कुछ नहीं होगा, flu है, ठीक हो जाएगा 2 महीने बाद में. So we should not also follow that. So the credibility of media is a test.
So, sir, we'll only take 2 more questions before we start the next panel discussion with Dr. Sood. One question is about government's decision of opening Amarnath Yatra. The media plays a very important role here, and I'm asking this on behalf of Mr. Amit Singh. He's asked that media plays an important role in forming opinions by the government and their policies. The Amarnath Yatra opening, does it follow the media reports or advices of media? This is number one. Question number one.
See, as far as Amarnath Yatra is concerned, Amarnath Yatra will happen. It's been happening for centuries, and it will continue to happen for centuries. It's not the first time that Amarnath Yatra is being stopped. So it is not a attack on any religion, number one. If the government allows Amarnath Yatra, that is also wrong, because on one hand, the government can't say that you sit in your homes and put thousands of people in quarantine all over the country in different isolation centers, and on the other, you allow an a yatra with thousands of people going there, which would be very difficult to contain. It's 14 times in last 20-30 years since I've been covering Kashmir. Amarnath Yatra has not been allowed because of violence, because there was a threat that people may lose their lives. That is because of terrorism. Here also there is a threat that people may lose their lives. So logically, if you look at the two things, this virus is also a terror. It's a different kind of terror. Everyone is terrorized. That's why people are sitting in home. The whole world is terrorized. Thousands of people have died. You know, in last year, how many people died in terrorism in India? Only 26,000 in violence and terrorism related things. Okay? And 600 has already died in like a few weeks in this. So we have to think. In same situation has happened in Pakistan, where they have allowed people to assemble in mosques. Imran Khan only yesterday was saying, and he's been criticized. And he said, we came on the TV and told everyone कि आप अगर आलिम हैं, आप अगर मौलवी हैं, तो आप ये decide कीजिए कि आपको आपके जो चाहने वाले हैं, the faithful people who follow the religion, आपको उनकी जान प्यारी है नहीं है? भाई उस हर आदमी की जान प्यारी है जो अमरनाथ जा रहा है,
बिल्कुल,
क्योंकि वो मेरे मुल्क के लोग, और मैं खुद भी ये सलाह दूंगा और सरकार को भी ये सलाह देनी चाहिए कि अगले साल आप जब ये खत्म हो जाए अमरनाथ की आप यात्रा कीजिए. 5-6 लाख कम से कम लोग वहां पर जाते हैं एक एक टाइम में. अगर आप वहां पर देखें एक एक कैंप में 25,000 लोग इकट्ठे होते हैं. इस समय जब ये पेंडेमिक चल रहा है, इस टाइम में जब हम 5 से ज्यादा लोगों को अलाउ नहीं कर रहे, किसी की अंतिम संस्कार होना है तो उसमें 20 से ज्यादा लोग अलाउड नहीं है, किसी की शादी होनी है तो उसमें 20 से ज्यादा लोग अलाउड नहीं है. आई मीन द सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज नॉट सिटिंग. सोचिए, क्योंकि वो नहीं चाहते कि लॉयर जो हैं वो वहां पर जाएं, सिर्फ वो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट जो चीजें हैं वो उनको ले रहे हैं, और वो भी जैसे कि आप बात कर रहे हैं वैसे रिस्पॉन्सिबली ऐसे बात कर रहे हैं. तो अमरनाथ का तो जो है ये इसमें यह है कि ये जो धर्म में विश्वास रखते हैं उनको भी, और जो धर्म में विश्वास नहीं रखते हैं उनको भी, उन लोगों से ये कहना चाहिए कि आप जो है इस यात्रा से दूर रहें, और घर बैठ करके, जैसे हम कह रहे हैं कि रमजान के टाइम में आप घर बैठ करके आप अपना पूजा पाठ करें, वैसे ही उस टाइम में आप घर बैठ करके पूजा पाठ करें. इस बार नवरात्रि जो है वो निकल गई बड़े आराम से, कोई उसके बाद में लोगों को प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुई, लोग घर पर रहे. और अगले साल फिर नवरात्रि आएगी तो ज्यादा धूमधाम से मनाएंगे आप.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. I hope that government listens to this advice of yours and people also adhere to it. I think I'll take a last question. It is also clubbing a few 3 or 4 questions. क्वेश्चन ये है कि सरकार ने एक जबरदस्त कंट्रोल जमा लिया है मीडिया के ऊपर, जिसमें प्रिंट और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया दोनों शामिल है. आपको क्या लगता है कि सरकार के लिए इंटरनेट पर कंट्रोल जमाना संभव है? इसको इन्होंने रिलेट किया है विद अनदर इंसिडेंट व्हिच हैज हैपेंड अबाउट अ फेक न्यूज़ रोमिंग ऑन इंटरनेट.
देखिए, सरकार जो है, कोई भी सरकार चाहती है कि मीडिया वही बात करे जो वो चाहता है, जो सरकार कर रही है, और मीडिया सरकार की आलोचना ना करे. हर एक मुल्क में हर एक जगह सरकारें जैसी भी हैं, चाहे वो चाइना की सरकार हो, चाहे वो रूस की सरकार हो, चाहे वो अमेरिका की सरकार हो, चाहे वो हिंदुस्तान की सरकार यही चाहती है कि मेरी जो गलतियां हैं वो मीडिया ना दिखाए, और मेरी जो सक्सेसेस हैं वो मीडिया ज्यादा दिखाए. हिंदुस्तान में समस्या सबसे बड़ी इस समय ये है कि सरकार जो है वो मीडिया की आलोचना सहने को तैयार नहीं है, और अगर कोई आलोचना करता है, और इसीलिए जिन लोगों ने कहा कि प्रेस फ्रीडम इंडेक्स में हम 138 हुआ, 142 अब हम हो गए हैं, वो इसीलिए हो गए हैं क्योंकि सरकार ये ज्यादा मीडिया पर कंट्रोल कर. अब सरकार तो एक तरफ हो गई, सरकार ज्यादा मीडिया पर कंट्रोल कर नहीं सकती. एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी अगर मीडिया पर ज्यादा कंट्रोल करे तो वो भी खतरनाक है. बिल्कुल, क्योंकि मीडिया का रोल ये है कि इसको अलग अलग लोगों को रिप्रेजेंट करना है. छत्तीसगढ़ के मीडिया को छत्तीसगढ़ के लोगों को रिप्रेजेंट करना है, उड़ीसा के लोगों को उड़ीसा के मीडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करना है, और नेशनल जो है मीडिया उसको रिप्रेजेंट करना है। इसमें अब हर तरह के लोग, हर जाति के लोग, हर जेंडर के लोग और हर तरह की पॉलिटिकल सोच के लोग ये शामिल। तो अगर एक सरकार या एक पार्टी मीडिया के ऊपर बहुत कंट्रोल कर लेती है तो वो ठीक ना मीडिया के लिए है और ना सरकार के लिए, क्योंकि अगली बार जब आप सरकार से बाहर होंगे तो जो दूसरी सरकार आएगी वो भी यही करेगी। तो हाँ, तो ये हमें सोचना चाहिए कि सरकारें आएंगी जाएंगी, पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज हमेशा कोई पावर में नहीं रहती है, लेकिन अगर हम एक स्ट्रक्चर ऐसा बना लेंगे कि मीडिया सिर्फ सरकार की बात करेगा तो आप समझिए कि उसमें मीडिया की, तो फिर लोग मीडिया को क्यों देखेंगे, फिर टेलीविजन चैनल क्यों देखेंगे, फिर दूरदर्शन सिर्फ देखेंगे।
बिल्कुल सही।
तो आप अपनी जो आवाज की ताकत है उसको आप खत्म कर रहे हैं अगर आप सिर्फ सरकार के उस पर बोल रहे हैं। और सरकार की गलती ये है कि अगर सरकार सिर्फ अपनी बात कहती रहेगी तो अगर कहीं पर कुछ हो रहा है तो मीडिया वाले उसे बताएंगे नहीं, आपको मालूम भी नहीं पड़ेगा। जैसे कि लॉकडाउन करने में सरकार को ये अंदाजा नहीं था कि लाखों लोग सड़कों पर निकल आएंगे। उनको लगा जैसे लॉकडाउन इटली में हो रहा है, जैसे कि लॉकडाउन स्पेन में हो रहा है, ऐसे यहाँ पे लॉकडाउन होगा, लोग अपने घरों में चले जाएंगे और वो अंदर बंद हो जाएंगे। यहाँ पर सिर्फ हिंदुस्तान में स्थिति ये हुई कि लाखों लोग सरकार के लॉकडाउन के बावजूद सड़कों पर आ गए, क्योंकि सरकार को किसी मीडिया हाउस ने ये नहीं बताया कि हिंदुस्तान में जो लोगों की सेविंग्स हैं वो एक स्ट्रेटा, लाखों लोगों की सेविंग जीरो है।
बिल्कुल।
उसका मतलब ये है कि सुबह आप काम पे जाते हैं, आप 200 रुपए कमाते हैं, 100 रुपए का आप खाना खाते हैं और 100 रुपए रख लेते हैं, वो आपकी सेविंग है। और इसीलिए लोग यहाँ पर आए। और ये सबसे बड़ा उदाहरण है कि सरकार को मालूम नहीं था क्योंकि किसी ने सरकार को ये बताया नहीं कि आप अगर लॉकडाउन इस तरह से करेंगे तो उसका असर क्या होगा। तो ये सरकार के भी पक्ष में नहीं है कि आप बहुत ज्यादा मीडिया के ऊपर कंट्रोल करें, और ये मीडिया के पक्ष में भी नहीं है कि आप सरकार का बहुत ज्यादा कंट्रोल होने दें।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर आपके इन एडवाइसेस का, इतनी सारी जानकारी देने का। इस वेबिनार को हम आगे बढ़ाएंगे। अब हम बात करेंगे प्रोफेसर रितु सूद के साथ। प्रोफेसर रितु सूद, जैसे कि मैंने इस वेबिनार के शुरुआत में बताया कि एक फिल्म मेकर है, एकेडमिशियन है, एक ऑथर है। इस समय वो डीन है स्कूल ऑफ मीडिया फिल्म एंड एंटरटेनमेंट की। और जब पंकज जी बात कर रहे थे वेबिनार में अपने मीडिया के रोल कैसे डिफाइन करता है, मतलब मीडिया पब्लिक ओपिनियन को कैसे इन्फ्लुएंस करता है, तो बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस मेरे पास आ रहे थे जो रितु मैम के लिए भी थे, और उन क्वेश्चंस को मैं जरूर पूछूंगा रितु मैम से। बट पहले मैं चाहूंगा रितु मैम अपने कुछ ओपिनियंस, अपने कुछ विचार एक्सप्रेस करे, शेयर करे सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स के साथ। एट द सेम टाइम मैं सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि मैं वो क्वेश्चंस नहीं ले पाऊंगा जो आज के इस टॉपिक से डाइग्रेस करे। अब हम सेकंड सेशन की तरफ चल रहे हैं, सेकंड पैनल डिस्कशन की तरफ चल रहे हैं। हमने देखा कि जर्नलिज्म में बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, जो ऑनलाइन जर्नलिज्म हो गया या टेलीविजन जर्नलिज्म हो गया या प्रिंट जर्नलिज्म हो गया, जैसे पंकज जी ने बताया हम लोगों को, जिससे पब्लिक ओपिनियन शेप भी होता है, ऑल्टर भी होता है, और बहुत एक बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है मीडिया इन्फॉर्मिंग पब्लिक ओपिनियन। थोड़ा सा लाइटर नोट पे जाना चाहूंगा अब मैं। रितु मैम से मैं सबसे पहले तो ये जानना चाहूंगा कि मीडिया में जो एक बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है वो है एंटरटेनमेंट। एंटरटेनमेंट माने फिल्म्स, एंटरटेनमेंट माने हमारे सोप सीरियल्स, हमारे नेटफ्लिक्स के या फिर अमेजॉन प्राइम के या बिंज वॉचिंग वाले सीरीज जो हम लोग देखा करते हैं। अब नया एक ट्रेंड शुरू हुआ है। मैं जानना चाहूंगा कि आप उसको एज अ फिल्म मेकर कैसे देखती हैं। Ritu ma'am, over to you. I would like you to deliver your address now.
Yeah, thank you, Amit, and thank you, Pankaj ji. It was a very, very enlightening session. I'm sure the viewers who are with us, the participants who are with us, would have definitely got a lot of how media actually works, because हम लोग जो media को देखते हैं हम on screen देखते हैं, as a general public देखते हैं, but the effort and everything that goes beyond the screen, the training of journalists, how the research is done, how the news is actually captured, and the running around, the tension, everything nobody knows. One knows that yes, Mr. Pankaj Pachori is on the screen looking very calm and delivering the news with full enthusiasm. But at the School of Film, Media and Entertainment, we train budding journalists, and today we have a lot of budding journalists with us who are seeking career in journalism and mass communication, and who want looking at the way the career and the media is molding the public opinion, and they want to be probably be a part of this media community. So I would like my advice to the young budding journalists and probably those who are looking for a career in this kind of a thing. First of all, as Amit said that what about entertainment as a filmmaker? I would like to tell you is that the media scenario has completely changed. Today, what media was when I was taught, or probably when Dr. Amit was taught, or probably how media was 5 years down the line, the media is totally different now. It is totally OTT, it is totally digital, it's absolutely a new technology, and you have a media today on your mobile, and you have interactive television sets, you have interactive media, you have augmented reality, you have virtual reality, you have VFX. Sitting at home, you can create Ramayana, animation, you can create Ramayana through visuals on screen. You don't need to do big budget films like, let's say Titanic was a very good example of this. Titanic was totally shot in a studio. Harry Potter was totally shot on studio. So, what do? You have the entire technology, you have the entire thing. So at School of Film and Media, School of Media, Film and Entertainment, what we are doing is we are training journalists and filmmakers both. And this year you'll be very surprised that we have also done is we've also opened up an integrated journalism course, which is in 4 years you get your BA degree. I mean, this is fantastic. I wish we had it in our days. So you don't have to give 5 years to your education. 4 years down the line, you're a postgraduate, you're in the market, you're above the edge. And also we are also starting acting and modeling, because we felt that a lot of students who come to us, they were very keen to be acting. And look at the OTT platforms that are coming in, the actors are very much in demand, and there is a shortage of, and if you see any web serials or you see any entertainment, you see any film today, there are a lot of new actors are taking the Khans or the Hrithik Roshan and all. They do big budget films, but what film actually works? You take any film, you see web series, they're all newcomers, and there's a lot of demand for well-trained professionals in the market. SMFE, we have also tied up with Media and Entertainment Skill Council, and our emphasis here is, yes, of course, on theory, but also on practical teaching. We are making students ready for the industry, so that once the student goes to Go News or Pankajji, he doesn't have to train them. They're already trained by him when they come. So, and in fact, I'm very grateful. Probably in the future, Go News will be maybe our partners also. Because of the lockdown, the formalities were not completed, but I hope that we'll be soon having them on board. So that is one of the things. So if there is any question you would like to ask us regarding our school or regarding this, please let me know.
Ma'am, questions are a lot, and in fact, I will be asking those questions, in sequence. And before I put those questions to you, there are certain questions which are coming. That how can I join a journalism program? Which all are the programs?
Amit, one thing more, because of a school, I also would like to say that Sharda University has produced a very popular Netflix series, Engineering Girls. And there was this film.
Jai Mamidi.
Jai Mamidi.
Yes, that was also shot in Sharda University, and a lot of students worked in that.
Yes, and the song "Meri Mummy Nu Pasand Nahi Ho Tu" is, yes, of course, Sharda University.
That's
Yeah,
right.
can we have
So,
can we start the question answers, because Pankaj is also here. So
sure. The question that is coming to you, first question is coming from Rupam Oja. Rupam Oja is asking that as an author, we celebrate World's Book Day. Only yesterday we did that. What are the best books that you advise for students to read and form public opinions, and for learning purpose as well? Hanji,
Ritu ji,
please.
you are the teacher. You should tell them what to read.
yeah, sure, why not? What was the question? Can you come again,
The
please?
question is that what are some of the best books that you advise reading us during this lockdown time for entertainment and also for forming public opinions?
From for forming public opinions, you can read some of the good books written by journalists, and for entertainment, I think at this time this is a very good time to well verse ourselves with our own Hindi literature, Hindi Sahitya. So I guess if you've not reading Hindi, try to read Hindi. That is also very interesting, and most of the films that you'll see are inspired by the literature, and also a lot of screenplays are available on the net and everything. You try to study screenplays and see how a film is actually made. That's very interesting learning and entertainment as well.
So just to add to that question, because I'm also a teacher and I'm also teaching you, Rupam, and many other students who are there for this webinar, I think language is something that you must pick up. And for either you are a journalist or a filmmaker or any person in the media field, your command on language and communication skills has to be very, very thorough. So reading books which relate to improve your communication skills should be the ones which should be preferred. Number one, and as ma'am was saying, language is something that you can and definitely should talk about. And other thing is that not just language or communication, you should also work on around building your own portfolios and building your own self-development, in the sense, even at the age of 38 today, I am pursuing a MOOC program to develop my skills in areas where I find myself slightly weak, and possibly this is the best time that we can do. Otherwise, during the regular working days, we won't be getting that much of time. So work on that. I think that will be a great idea to do right now.
What is the thing that you're looking for journalists when you hire them?
Inquiring mind.
Inquiring.
The biggest asset of a journalist is that inquiring mind. Today, when I was driving here, I'll tell you how inquiring mind functions and how it doesn't stop. I've been 35 years in journalism, but the mind should inquire. Today, when I was driving here, I saw outside my colony a huge line of people. I've never seen that huge line of people. I stopped the car and started talking to them. Actually, I took their video. So it turned out that a new ration distribution center has just opened there. So this is the inquiry. When you go for a walk and you see too many dogs following you, then you know that those dogs have not been fed because of the lockdown, and that's why they are following you. So next day when you go to office, you take something to feed those dogs. This is basic things inquiry. इसमें कोई आपको बड़ा बड़ा वो देखने की जरूरत नहीं है कि साहब मैं सिर्फ WHO और IMF की जो रिपोर्ट्स होती हैं उससे इंक्वायरी करूंगा, वो भी जरूरी है. But the main thing is that you find an inquiring mind. कि आपके उत्सुकता कितनी होती है आपको चीजों से. ये सबसे बड़ी बात ये हम देखते हैं अपने जर्नलिस्ट में. दूसरा, you should know at least 2 languages, which is very good. हिंदी इंग्लिश अगर दोनों आपको आती हो, लेकिन अगर हिंदी के साथ में आपको पंजाबी भी आती है, तो that's very good. We are a Hindi broadcasting thing, but it's very good to know languages. तो ये बात मैं हर बार जो जितने भी लोग जर्नलिज्म में आना चाहते हैं उनसे कहता हूँ कि if you know 3 languages, तो आपकी जो हायरेबिलिटी है वो 50% बढ़ जाती है. Right now, we have something about Punjabi news. कि कई लोग कह रहे हैं कि साहब पंजाबी में न्यूज़ कीजिए. तो अब हमारे पास में 2 लोग हैं पंजाबी बोलने वाले. अगर 4 लोग और होते तो अब तक हमने पंजाबी में न्यूज़ कर दी होती उन्हीं लोगों के साथ. So this is what we look at it. Number 1, inquiring mind. Number 2, your felicity with news and languages, and most important thing is that ethically you should be very sound. You should be basically on the side of the person who's poor. ये मैं नहीं कुछ नहीं कह रहा हूँ, ये गांधी जी ने कहा था कि दरिद्र नारायण, जो लाइन के अंत में आदमी बैठा हुआ है, उसकी आप कैसे हेल्प कर सकते हैं, अगर आपके अंदर वो है। तो ये 4 क्वालिटीज अगर मुझे मिल जाती हैं तो मैं लोगों को तुरंत हायर कर दूं।
So this is what the young journalists have to now look at it.
These are the basic 4 qualities, and they've got, you have these qualities and then you learn, and then you study. Then you have such a big department of yours, you have all skills, you have a community radio, you have a television studio, all those are extra. But basic things are these.
In fact, what I would like to take this platform to tell the people who have joined us that SMFE is opening North India's biggest film studio, and you've seen it, and we shall soon be coming up with all the, think of a facility and we have it. And also regarding public opinion, like you were talking, I would like to share something very interesting. We have this FM called Suno Sharda, and when this COVID started, and we were told that obviously we wanted to promote awareness. Now what was happening was the community around us was not willing to to understand this problem, and they said that this is not our problem, ye to aap logon ki problem hai, ye bade logon ki disease hai, this is not ours. So we said, okay, now this gets serious, because if that's the public opinion, then it is very serious, because everyone was talking about bahar se aaye hoye, videsh se aaye hoye. So we said, okay, now we have to do something about it. At least let's start calling people of the community to our studios. So what we did was we trained a local community person to be our RJ. And when he came here, we have Sharda Hospital, and he understood the problem. We made him first understand the problem. Then after he understood the problem, he was broadcasting daily. And through our professional RJs and our students, it was a combined effort. And today, Suno Sharda is daily doing a lot of programs to create awareness, health programs, entertainment programs, anything so that the people know ke haath 20 सेकंड तक धोने हैं।
हम बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस और भी आ रहे हैं यहाँ पे। एक क्वेश्चन बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग सा आया, पूछते हैं, शानू ने पूछा है that re-telecast of Ramayana and Mahabharata and other epic serials during the lockdown scoring high TRPs, is it a threat to the newly emerging OTT platforms during this lockdown period?
पंकज जी बताएं।
देखिए 6000% जो मेरे पास सारा डेटा है, और मैंने इसके ऊपर स्टोरी भी की थी कि कि 6000% यानी कि 900 गुना जो है वो दूरदर्शन की जो व्यूअरशिप है वो इससे बढ़ गई है। तो इससे एक चीज ये मालूम पड़ती है कि ये एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है। रामायण और महाभारत सिर्फ इसलिए बहुत बड़े सीरियल नहीं हैं कि वो रिलीजन से जुड़े हुए हैं, उनकी जो प्रोडक्शन क्वालिटी है वो भी बहुत अच्छी है। तो ये सारी चीजें आपको ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए। उनके जो एक्टर्स हैं वो भी बहुत अच्छे हैं। अब हनुमान जी का जो रोल है आप देखिए, वो अभी भी लोगों को वही जो है, लोगों के दिमाग में वो मूर्ति वो एकदम से बन गई। महाभारत में अगर आप देखें तो महाभारत के 3 एक्टर्स ऐसे हैं जो कि MP का चुनाव जीते, यानी इतने पॉपुलर हुए। तो उसकी प्रोडक्शन क्वालिटी भी अच्छी है, उसका जो एक रिलीजियस लिंक है, कल्चरल लिंक है लोगों से, वो भी बहुत अच्छा है। तो अब उसके बाद भी तमाम तरह के वो आए हैं सीरियल्स जो आते रहते हैं, लेकिन वो इतने पॉपुलर नहीं हुए। तो इसलिए पॉपुलर नहीं हुए कि इनमें सब चीज़ों के अलावा एक उसका जो प्रोडक्शन लेवल जो है वो बहुत अच्छा था। तो इसलिए लोग उन्हें बार बार देखते हैं। तमाम हर हर महादेव जन हर तरह के रिलीजियस जो है वो आते रहते हैं उसके ऊपर, लेकिन वो बहुत अच्छा था। और इसलिए ये भी ध्यान रखना चाहिए स्टूडेंट्स को कि जो क्वालिटी है आपके जर्नलिज्म की, जो क्वालिटी है आपके बोलने की, जो क्वालिटी है आपको, जैसे शोले जो फिल्म है उसमें आप समझ लीजिए कि मैकमोहन का सिर्फ एक डायलॉग है, एक डायलॉग है सिर्फ उसका,
तेरा क्या होगा कालिया।
हाँ
नहीं अच्छा।
हाँ नहीं, मैकमोहन वो थे गोली, मैकमोहन का एक डायलॉग सिर्फ पूरी फिल्म में है और दुनिया जानती है।
अच्छा,
तेरा क्या होगा कालिया बिल्कुल सही आता कि उनका भी एक डायलॉग है। मैंने उनका इंटरव्यू किया था, जो कालिया का जिन्होंने रोल किया था, उनकी अभी अभी हाल में डेथ हो गई, तो मैंने उनका इंटरव्यू किया, तो वो बोलते हैं कि मेरा सिर्फ एक डायलॉग था कि सरकार मैंने आपका नमक खाया, सिर्फ ये डायलॉग था, लेकिन क्वालिटी थी इतनी अच्छी थी कि वो बोलते थे कि मुझे लोग सड़कों पर बंबई में 20-25 साल तक रोक करके ये पूछते थे तेरा क्या होगा कालिया, और वो बोल रहे थे कि मेरा बच्चा बड़ा नाराज होता था जब लोग पूछते थे। वो बोलते थे कि बेटा ये मेरी जितनी भी जो वो है जिंदगी भर की कमाई यही है। That was the quality of that movie. Everyone remember quality of that movie. तो वैसे ही रामायण और इसमें महाभारत में जो उनकी क्वालिटी उस टाइम की थी, उस टाइम के हिसाब से भी बहुत बेहतरीन थी। जैसा कि अब ये नई चीजें जो आ रही हैं, अब जंगल बुक बनी है, आप समझ लीजिए जंगल बुक हिंदुस्तान की पूरी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री है, एक फिल्म ने अपना पैसा बनाया, $1 बिलियन से ज्यादा पैसा उसने बनाया, और क्योंकि उसकी क्वालिटी बहुत अच्छी थी। बेंगलोर में बनी है पूरी जंगल बुक बाय द वे। और वहाँ पर जितने भी जो लोग हैं, आपके यहाँ भी एनिमेशन का कोर्स है, और ये सारे कोर्सेज जो हैं ग्राफिक डिजाइनिंग वगैरह के वो कोर्सेज हैं उसमें, तो क्वालिटी जो है वो बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है, और उसकी वजह से ही लोग बार बार चीज़ों को देखते हैं और बार बार देखते हैं। अभी
the people behind the camera that they also contribute a lot, because अगर आपके पास अच्छे technicians नहीं होंगे, skill based लोग नहीं होंगे, you cannot make Sholay, you cannot make Ramayan, you cannot. Similarly आप ही के उसमें you also have any animations, आपके graphics हैं, आपका news है, आपकी research है, so much things that go into making what Go News is. So everything is skill based and trained people we need in the market. That is what is lacking.
मैम एक क्वेश्चन और आया है, कुछ पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने सिमिलर क्वेश्चन पूछा है, इसलिए क्लब कर रहा हूँ। यामीन पूछ रही हैं हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट इज एनिमेशन एंड वीएफएक्स एंड स्पेशली डिजाइनिंग फॉर कैप्चरिंग द सुटेबल जॉब इन द जॉब मार्केट, मीडिया मार्केट। और इसी से ही एक रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन आया है अदिति का। उन्होंने ये पूछा है कि कौन से ऐसे कोर्सेज हैं जो एज अ ग्राफिक डिजाइनर, एक बडिंग ग्राफिक डिजाइनर उनको करने के लिए है। ये असम से है, यामीन है, ये असम से है, ये भी ये सेम क्वेश्चन पूछ रही है।
Yamini, we have two programs. One is on animation and VFX and the other is gaming. और दूसरा हमारा एक फिल्म प्रोडक्शन भी है। फिल्म प्रोडक्शन में हम ओवरऑल आपको सिखाते हैं कि आप नॉट ओनली डायरेक्शन, आपको ऑल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ फिल्म मेकिंग सिखाते हैं, एंड वी हैव सम वेरी एमिनेंट फिल्म मेकर्स ऑन बोर्ड विद अस। एंड एनिमेशन में वी टीच यू how to use VFX and animate things, and gaming is something that character gaming and everything that you play. So all this is taught by absolutely experts from the industry. In fact, we are doing a separate webinar and we would request that you join us for that seminar. We have some very eminent animators and gaming people joining us very soon. And also we have virtual reality also. It's one of the few universities in the country where media school you're taught virtual reality. We are coming up with a very big virtual reality lab, and you have to come to our campus to see it, to understand it. And we have also, in fact, I do not know what you want. Probably you could call me later or mail me, and we could kind of give you a good counseling regarding that.
मैं यहाँ पे जोड़ना चाहूँगा कि सवाल जुड़ा हुआ है हमारे उससे। ग्राफिक डिजाइनर्स, गुड ग्राफिक डिजाइनर्स आर द मोस्ट sought after people these days.
Yes.
हमारे 3 साल की कंपनी है, 3 साल में we have lost 3 graphic designers because they got better avenues outside.
And the best part about graphic designing is that you can
It's
say
very
that what to
important
do it.
that if you, and graphic designers are not just people who are making graphics.
Exactly.
If you look at, you know, right now you go to the John Hopkins University's website, they have COVID Media Center. वहाँ पर जो ग्राफिक्स हैं आप वो देखिए, पूरी दुनिया आजकल उनको देख रही है। करोड़ों लोग सुबह उठते हैं, पहला काम ये करते हैं, जॉन्स हॉपकिंस यूनिवर्सिटी के ग्राफिक डिजाइनर वो देखते हैं कि आज कितने लोग कब ऊपर गया, आज कौन सा स्टेट ऊपर गया, because that's how news is being disseminated today.
Yes.
So it's very important that जो सवाल इन्होंने पूछा है यामीन महफूज ने, कि graphic designer is very important and the graphic designing will be very important as now it's become more important because more people are going online. Like television में सबसे ज्यादा ग्राफिक डिजाइनर होते थे, अब ऑनलाइन में होते हैं, क्योंकि जो बात मुझको 1 घंटे में कहनी होती किसी बारे में, मैं वो 15 सेकंड का 20 सेकंड का ग्राफिक उसके ऊपर बना करके बता सकता हूँ। हिंदुस्तान की तो
and it's a very well paid job. It's a very well paid job. In fact, it's very well paid job. In fact, you'll be very surprised that Pixar and Disney are also getting their animation done right here in India, in Mumbai, in Delhi. So there is no stopping for animation. It's your imagination, your creativity. The world is yours.
मैम एक क्वेश्चन आपके लिए आया है हर्षील ठक्कर का, ये पूछ रहे हैं कि एज ऑन OTT प्लेटफॉर्म देयर इज नथिंग लाइक सेंसर बोर्ड. सेंसर बोर्ड कोई है नहीं OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स के लिए, सो पीपल टेंड टू वॉच देम मोर. देयर इज नो डाउट इन दैट. सो डू यू कंसीडर दैट दिस इज अ थ्रेट फॉर बॉलीवुड हैविंग नो सेंसर बोर्ड?
No, Bollywood is Bollywood. Web series. These are two very different technical aspects. Web series is a continuation of seasons, 1 episode, 2 episode, 3 episode. Whereas the film is closed in 3 hours, 2 hours, 1.5 hour. And the taking, the way of recording, everything is very, very different. So they cannot be threat at all. No, I don't think so. If I have to watch Salman Khan film, I will be watching Salman Khan. I will not go unless he does a webinar. So they are very different technically. They're absolutely different. Very, very different.
Ma'am, this is a question from me, actually based on a lot of questions which have come on the chat. This is a consolidated question from me. That web series हो या films हो या फिर television programs हो, इन सभी में अगर हम एक चीज common देखें तो they have the power to influence people. They have the power to create opinions of people.
Yes.
आपको क्या लगता है कि इन प्लेटफॉर्म्स में कोई डिफरेंस है you know in terms of their impact on creating public opinions? Yeah,
of course.
Same है.
Of course, there is a lot of impact. Like you see, Lage Raho Munna Bhai. It created an absolutely, Mahatma Gandhi was the man in India, and it taught tolerance. It taught being positive and violence. It was like against violence, teaching happiness and teaching people vinamrata. That's what he would say, vinamrata se bolo. So similarly, in OTT platforms, let's say any film you see or any web series you see, yes, of course they influence you. They influence you. You do have an opinion. Yes, of course. I hope I have answered your question. Or Pankaj, you can elaborate on this.
नहीं, वो तो बहुत OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स बहुत होते हैं. अगर आप देखिए OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स में 1,60,00,000 लोग पिछले 2 महीने के अंदर नेटफ्लिक्स से जुड़ गए. जियो का जो ये पूरा फेसबुक के साथ में जो टाई अप हो रहा है, वो इसीलिए हो रहा है क्योंकि जियो OTT प्लेटफॉर्म इज बिग एंड दे वांट टू बी बिगर. ये OTT और इनसे जो ओपिनियन है वो काफी उससे वो होता है. अब आप देखिए कि OTT अब जो फिल्म वाले हैं वो भी अब अपनी फिल्में OTT प्लेटफॉर्म पर रिलीज कर रहे हैं. पहले जियो फिल्म्स अगर आप देखें तो उन्होंने पहली बार यही कहा कि हम जो है फिल्म जो है उनके प्रीमियर किया करेंगे अपने प्लेटफॉर्म पे. तो इतना इम्पोर्टेंट ये हो गया है कि उससे जो वो पब्लिक ओपिनियन है वो उससे बहुत बनने लगा है. So this is become very important. for everyone.
Exactly. अभी कल ही एक वो I was reading interview by a famous actor and he was saying that I don't mind doing web series because people are more hooked to web series than cinema. Cinema is 3 hours and web series is seasons. So I'm more on screen. I said good, but there has to be a good content. So, and regarding censorship, yes, our Indian society is very conservative, and the kind of series that are coming in and the kind of language that is being used, probably it is not good for the conservativeness in us because we are not ready mentally and physically for this kind of thing. But the new generation is okay with it. Probably that is their target audience, but as parents I would definitely not approve. I guess there would be some censorship. But I guess that's the new generation. So what do you say to that censorship in OTT platforms?
हर एक मुल्क जो है वो धीरे धीरे अपना सिस्टम जो है वो बदलता रहता है टाइम टाइम पर। पहले जब सिर्फ देखिए दूरदर्शन हुआ करता था तो रामायण महाभारत तो ये हुआ करती थी, अब इतने सारे चैनल आ गए हैं, अलग अलग तरह की चीजें उसमें आ गई हैं। तो जहां तक सेंसरशिप का मामला है उसमें एक चीज है, आप अगर देखें जाकर के कि पब्लिक डिसेंसी वो, और दूसरा नेटफ्लिक्स और ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे भी अब चूंकि सब्सक्रिप्शन से हो रहा है तो उसमें ऑप्शंस आते हैं कि आपके लिए है कि बच्चों के लिए है। नेटफ्लिक्स में खासकर you can put locks and all that kind of a thing कि बच्चे अगर घर में हैं तो you can put a lock where the kids will not get to see all the adult content or content meant for adult people। और एक फिल्म अगर आप देखें तो उसमें लिखा हुआ आता है ऊपर 14+ पेरेंटल गाइडेंस। तो ये सारी चीजें जो हैं, तो जो सेंसरिंग जो है वो अब भविष्य में ऐसे ही होगी। जिसके पास भी फोन है, जिसके पास भी इंटरनेट है, कोई सेंसरिंग कहीं पर नहीं। और सेंसरिंग जो है वो आपके अंदर से ही हो सकती है, वो आप बाहर से जितना भी थोपेंगे लोग उसके टूल्स बना लेंगे, वो अब उसका जो आईपी एड्रेस है वो चेंज कर देंगे। तो हर तरह से आप सेंसरिंग को जा सकते हैं। तो सेंसरिंग यही है, देखिए आपके घर के पास में अगर तालाब है, मैं बार बार यही बात कहता हूँ, आपके घर के पास में अगर तालाब है तो उस पे आप कितनी भी फेंसिंग कर लें, कितना भी उस पे दीवार बना लें, घर में अगर बच्चे हैं तो वो तालाब में जाएंगे। तो बेस्ट चीज है कि आप बच्चों को तैरना सिखाइए। तो जो खतरा है उस तालाब में डूब के मरने का, अगर बच्चों को तैरना आता है तो आपको कोई फेंसिंग करने की जरूरत नहीं।
Exactly. Let's make them responsible and holistic. Let's give them education and let them be responsible. I think that is what should be our aim, even as journalists and everything that our students and our media, the media professionals that we make should be in responsible media personalities, responsible media persons, and that's what we aim here in SMFV.
So I think we are coming close to the end of this session, and there have been so many more questions which are still left unanswered. But unfortunately, due to dearth of time, we can't take all the questions. So the questions that are remaining, if anyone has some more questions
on Facebook, on Twitter, or whatever, and we'll try to reply to all the questions.
Yes.
So if any of the participants want to address any question to Pankaj ji or to Ritu ma'am, they are widely available on the social media platform, on Twitter, on Facebook, etc. You can just have a quick look at their profiles and ask them questions there. And at the same time, if you wish to ask questions about the specific programs, I see a lot of questions which are about how I can join BJMC, what are the qualifications, etc. These kind of questions can be addressed directly to the official email ID of Sharda University, SMFE, which is
Dean.Scadmus, SCADMS.
So SCADMS, Dean DEAN .SCADMS at sharda.ac.in. So if you have any specific questions which relate to admissions or about specific courses or any of those stuff, you can just ask those questions on this email ID, or you can also visit the university website, which is www.sharda.ac.in, and all your queries can be sorted there. I'm very sure. I mean, this platform is not for such questions, but nevertheless, before we wind it up, it's my very, very humble duty to thank both our panelists, Shri Pankaj Pachauri ji and Dr. Ritu Sood, for gracing this webinar with their kind presence and giving us so much of time, insightful knowledge, and sharing so much that you can do, with the help of webinars these days. And thank you so much once again, Pankaj sir and Ritu ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, participants. Thank you, panelists.